say, there is a breaking news. Yesterday, Ekade, we would have been hit with another sad news. Now, a Phoebe a sign and a Phoebe also any moonsem. But then there are certain times that you may be see a Bruni because irreversible. And last 2 years, ABC, main kaiti for yawa, obeka ebra, ye ministers, any some of our service personnel, a helicopter, muti helicopter mua, we mission a question former, nipa insia 6 omunyebu ya. Na isansemi ye kan yanken bin shemuno, and a for asamba. On your screens, or KLM flights en route to Amsterdam Thursday night returns to Accra 45 minutes after takeoff due to fire on board. Let me put this and let me rephrase this clearly. KLM flights are in Nayefa or called UK or called China or called US because one of the cheapest flights. Economy no booking or call. This particular KLM flight, okay, a bra plane no air call Amsterdam from Accra to Amsterdam. You nim ye see ye a quite so ena eja. A top plane no now the fire no we don't know where the fire came from and we know say in someone who can almost then in the plane and a fire on board tibonika fire on board which means baby a passengers that's no any jano air course na nyankopon chade e jano and blasty plane no for some reason and nyankopon wa odo nipa edogana for no otimi saw in Semna no Emma plane no daneye back to Ghana and Accra return at the end of the day all the passengers were safe into us KLM flight en route to Amsterdam Thursday night yesterday was Thursday returns to Accra 45 minutes after takeoff due to fire on board no injuries recorded into weno it's for enyi nyankopon ne be mu aketna and I need that sorry asema Ghana for ebetene say passengers over 300 because plane no a blast e wo wiem be nyankopon ti sa amba but then in some way nyina air course no amount be bre air kasa we have a first hand video of a bra sa flight we KLM flight we are the flight number and the plane number no KL 590 it taking off yesterday's night around 10:08 p.m. from Accra to Amsterdam. A bridge and the bar on board now. The plane had to turn back and make an emergency landing at the Accra International Airport, ACC. No, we have a video of what really happened. A bra, making emergency landing. Yenkoshe video e babaka ye beto aso. All right. So video share no a bra plane no KLM flight no with the flight number no the flight the plane number KL 590 returning back to Accra to make an emergency landing. Mind you, we been also sa KLM flight it me carry almost 500 passengers. Nyankopon kwa anka Ghana for mutu kwa monone. Certain foreigners for mobile Ghana for tourists and for tourism. And almost more on board. The pilots, the air hostess, omunyina TFO anka eneda plane no eja etomu no yantia sempa and a blasty owiema anka omunyina drobe. Because I remember say similar thing happened 2024 Air India. Eya sema yempese ese ya pa ye. Na sansem where air course am of be bre start air question. Producer bit me the flight log details no at screen so am of be bre start air kasa. O share the whole screens no so a. O my the breakdown. Say plane no plane number KLM the plane number KL 590. And on my chair say airline use plane no KLM. Okay. Status in Tindra now track flights now. Or see the status has been redirected from Accra ACC 2 again ACC nti ebra ekọ en route to Amsterdam no and some back ebe emergency landing. No mo catch us the plane actually departed from ACC somewhere around 10:08 p.m. that is international time no 22:08 GMT. Date no was yesterday 11th June 2026, that's a Thursday. Arriving runway and omo check time at plane no esanso eba back ahomache 4:05 GMT. That was Friday. Ahomache na esanso make off and duration for the turning over near the and I say make a turning over esan back on the whole duration of the whole flight was 6 hours 45 minutes. So it's here for this is a very serious thing. This is a very serious thing. Anka yenim ye see ya eja etomu. But then this calls for a serious investigation as to why the fire was even on board in the first place. And mind you, it could be my friends because I'm on down form of KLM. Ye nyina ebimu efebi a cheap flights. It could be me, it could be you, it could be your family member. We need to investigate. In 7 bar so amehu se bimu at then 7 so. By this time, now the Ghana Aviation Authority, the Ghana Airports Company, they need to bring out a statement, do an investigation, do a presser to tell Ghanaians say ebane saying and eja a top plane inside. We need to know. We need to know. That's exactly what is going on. But then based on all of this, no, there are massive reactions are air coso. It's for yen stress our reaction we are if he air back concerning the whole thing. Yes, these things are happening because KLM or more plane no said you outdated. KLM or more use airline outdated, plane outdated. Into a sha we fi OG of the South. O sha as or airport. Or say flying old planes over Africa every time there is an air return. Wrong diagnosis, wrong lesson. KL 590 returned to Accra after 20 minutes airborne. The Boeing 773ER it flew is mid-life, not ancient. KLM operates it on a mainline intercontinental route to the same standard as any other. According to him, no part is a plane now. With the plane now Boeing for KLM for use no sa plane na kasa no ye use enfa ma long trips they be even though enye ancient enye tete pa no ne mid life I say oba we do somewhere 29 28 or the middle of a life sa pepe also KLM operates it on a mainline intercontinental route to the same standard as any other. Don't pass a KLM use flights way for travel, international travels, continents near the day. The crew detected an anomaly, assessed it and sent back. The fire brigade on standby was protocol, not evidence of disaster. That is the system working. A return to base is not a failure. It is a correctly executed decision by people who chose caution over pride. The plane that scares you is the one that continues when it should not. Age does not kill passengers. Ignore defects do. Skipped checks do. Pressure to dispatch does. The crew followed procedure. That is the whole story. So whilst people were basically whilst people were basically talking, so a ban is saying scroll down, costribium. People were, I want to see the text beneath. People were complaining, so plane no, based on comments at LKM, Kotoko, every place said we need to start questioning these airlines on the state and age of the airplanes they used to ply their trade in Africa. KLM flight that took off from Accra to Amsterdam was forced to make emergency landing. Into a bra, LKM Kotoko, air castle, plane na KLM for use on air TT plane. Anka way a jano a top plane ni inside no or make emergency landing and komu nyina ebe bombu yomu nyina o mase ebe hye yes a Ghana yanti asempa aba say no e was say ye starting shame eno ena OG of the South ebe ka say flying old planes over Africa no enya de a eye bone na mom e was say de bia oye maintenance na plane no crash and lifespan na imprint door and as in fear was say di and say you see one now usually no it do infinity if the plane is supposed to be 30 years if the lifespan is supposed to be 30 years the plane is now 15 years so at 15 years the plane still has some energy to continue, its daily route, and at the end they finish what it started. But then the day a castle a KLM for use old plane, it does not make sense. Or who say a jar at the plane inside no, and a pilots no, and a team no, they turned and came back to do an emergency landing at Accra International Airport. So there's two sides to the coin. A bit more air support it. A bit more so air purchase a KLM for they are using old planes. I just say, I say this is exactly what is going on. I just say a year very, very, very sad. So that is the whole thing that air cost. That's the whole thing that air cost. So I just say a year very, very, very sad. It's for those of you I'm going to show a video. You can share the video again of a bra KLM. I'm making emergency flight, emergency landing na Obia air can once. Me who say more comments ba e comment section ho we fi bonza dangwa yidini kra chese or South Africa so what are you supporting, dear Pinax? Or beside who am I supporting? Currently I'm an African, so I'll support South Africa, and this is coming from Tina Domoko. I'll say hi to you. Anyway, if George Brown said, who told you that KLM is one of the cheapest, expensive than the rest of the airlines? So also just according to her, no, the George, according to him, no, George Airport said the flight is expensive as hell. So that's exactly some of the comments are ever. Now, yeah, trust Sonia call a year in some.